All right, so this is the ones you were supposed to try for me, see if you got the same ones. So I have 6 examples here. For instance, I'm supposed to underline the hypothesis, circle the conclusion. Warning, just hint, hint on the test. Make sure you read the directions carefully. I've been known to mix things up a little bit. First one, a dog obeys its owner only if it is trained. Now remember, only if means the word then. So this is actually my conclusion, and that is going to be your hypothesis. All right. Now, next one was, if today is nerd day for homecoming, then Mrs. G is dressed as a nerd. So, yeah, today is nerd day for homecoming, and Mrs. G is probably definitely dressed as a nerd. All right. Now, the next one, the road will be slippery if it rains this afternoon. Well, here's your hypothesis. If it rains this afternoon, and the road will be slippery. Now, notice the only difference, only if totally changes the meaning than if, so be careful. All even numbers are divisible by 2. So there is my hypothesis, and the mean divisible by 2 is your conclusion. Now, let's see if we can write these very well. I probably will do some abbreviating here to help us a little bit. So first of all, if I have the converse, okay, and that means I switch the hypothesis and the conclusion around. It would be if 2 angles are complementary, then oh, I should probably say then make sure I use the correct number. Their measures have a sum of 90 degrees. The next is our inverse, okay? It says the following: if 2 angles measures do not have a sum of 90 degrees, then they are not complementary. All right, and then remember that was if you negate the hypothesis, negate the conclusion. Then you have contrapositive. Okay, a contrapositive, that's when you switch and negate. So, if 2 angles are not complementary, then their measures do not have a sum of 90 degrees. Now, remember, contrapositive is when you negate and switch, and that's the way it works. Then the last one, can I write a biconditional if possible? This one is true, and I put ones that on purpose had true biconditionals, but remember, I could on purpose put one that doesn't on the test. But with that one, because both the original and the converse are both true, I can write it that way. So it would be something like this: 2 angles measures have a sum of 90 degrees if and only if they are complementary. Wow, that's bad handwriting. Sorry about that, guys. That should be separated there a little bit. And then I get my last one here. It says write the definition of the following as a biconditional. Parallel lines, guys. Has to have the key for the definition to have it all of it, and this would be a very simple one. 2 lines are parallel if and only if, and I probably should be writing that out with a capital TW there, they are coplanar lines that never intersect. So 2 lines are parallel if and only if they are coplanar lines that never intersect. All right, guys, I hope that gave you some extra practice for the test.